Now you're saying like the challenges that they were facing. Like what's kind of one of the benefits of doing like one of the responsible tourist groups as well as taking a cruise?
Exactly. Some cruise ships are getting better too. I don't want to paint the whole industry in a negative way, but traditionally they've been pretty bad in terms of trying to make sure that benefit gets to local people.
The money just stays with them.
Stays aside, and they might employ, by law, you have to use a guide that's from the Galapagos when you're going out into natural areas that is designated for the tourism. So they might contract, somebody from the Galapagos for it to be the guide. But the cooks, everybody else on board the ship were, from abroad or from the mainland. Okay, they used lots of fuel. They also, like other cargo ships too, sometimes use ballast water, and so they would take water on somewhere else and then bring it to the Galapagos and dump it when they got more weight on it, stuff like that. And so new species were being introduced into the marine environment. They were bringing in lots of different kinds of fuel, and using this fuel, including the Galapagos. Trash disposal was not great. There's actually some areas, it's not all due to the cruise ships. There comes from other areas as well, but there are areas where the currents bring in tons of plastic trash to the Galapagos, and some of it you can definitely recognize the brands that came on cruise ships. The trash is visit dumps. So beach cleanups can be very important too.
But like in the programs, what are they doing? Like when they take them out for the day tour or whatever, is it just, are they just kind of walking around, just like tourist stuff?
Yeah, going back to the difference between responsible tourism and other kinds of tourism, basically. Without talking about necessarily cruise ships or any other thing, but it's the emphasis that's placed on responsible tourism. It's the emphasis in minimizing environmental impacts, trying to minimize the amount of trash that's created, and anything that's created is brought out. Making sure that there's local benefit, both economic and social benefit for the communities nearby. In a sense, making sure that the tourists are informed about what the real problems are. You may remember that I mentioned before that people could visit the Galapagos without ever knowing that people lived in the Galapagos, or without ever realizing that there might be conservation problems. So, raising awareness is also an important component of responsible tourism. While I don't consider myself by any means to be an expert on many of these things, the fact that Lead Adventures has asked me to give this kind of talk to you guys is, one element